guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be making an up shoulder top with peplum. So in my last video I shared with you guys how to make a 720 degrees flare stroke peplum. So that's what I'm going to be using to attach on this blouse. Just in case you've not seen that video, please refer back to the video and then come back. Let's make this blouse. So right now I'll just go ahead and cut the fabric I'm going to be using off camera and show you guys how to look and how it looks and what we are going to be doing next. So this is the fabric here. After cutting it out, I also went ahead to cut out black lining for it. So I'm going to be drafting on the lining because it's black, and I'm using a white chalk so that it's going to be visible for you to see what we are doing. So this is because the fabric is colorful. If I use the fabric, you're not going to see this clearly. So first I went ahead to draw up a line here to serve as my starting line, and remember this is on fold, so this part here is the folded edge. So because this is an up shoulder top, you need to take away 5 inches and mark your chest line. So you can take away 5 or 6 inches or 7 inches, but make sure that when you are doing this, it doesn't get to your armhole, because when it gets to your armhole, it's going to be too big. So I went ahead to mark my chest line, bust line, and I also went ahead to mark my waistline. So my waistline is 17 inches. I marked this at 18 inches because we are going to be joining the ends. So after then, I'll just go ahead and connect all this into a straight line. Please guys, if you don't know how to calculate your chest line, just go ahead and divide your round bust by 6 and add 1.5 to it. So whatever you get becomes your chest line, okay? So right now I'm done connecting all those lines, and remember this right here is a chest line, bust line, and waistline. So this is the shoulder line, which is also known as the starting point. So from this center part, I'm going to come in by half of my shoulder measurement. So I'm making this for my sister. So half of her shoulder measurement is 7 inches, and I'm going to go in by this point. I will go in by 2 inches here. So this is just to make sure that the neckline is not that wide. So on the chest line here, I'm going to come in by her round bust divided by 4. Her round bust divided by 4. So after connecting it, I'll connect these 2 points to meet each other this way. Please pay attention. Connect these 2 points to meet this other one here like this. So once you're through, you're still going to take the same measurements on your bust line. So for the bust line here, I'm going to still mark her round bust divided by 4, and on the waistline here, I will mark her round waist divided by 4. So mark your round waist divided by 4 on your waistline. So if you're not going to be adding a peplum to this, and you want to, maybe after the waistline you marked the length of your blouse, please go ahead and on the ends of the length of your blouse, I don't know if you understand, like the length of your blouse, if you're not adding a peplum to this, the next thing to do is to take your round hip divided by 4 on that last point. But if you are going to be adding a peplum to this and you stopped at your waistline, use your round waist measurement divided by 4. So I went ahead to add 1.5 inch stitching allowance, all the points I made. And on this chest line here, I just connected a little curve to meet this line. And for this other part here, I'm just connecting all this part with a straight line to the end of the waistline. So guys, after connecting this, the next thing we are going to do is to take our neckline. So from this point, I'm going to connect down to my chest line. Just go ahead and connect it this way, just to get like a Queen Anne neckline, just like this. It's very simple. Just connect it just like what I'm doing here. And once you're through with that, just go ahead and then cut out every other thing. So we are done drafting the front pieces, and it's very easy. So let's just go ahead and cut it out. Of you saying you don't know how, you want to learn how to cut and sew, this video is very helpful. So I will advise you watch this video and please practice it, and let me know in the comment section, or just let me know in the WhatsApp group, that is if you are in our WhatsApp group chat. So guys, this is how it looks after I was done cutting it out. I've gone ahead to open this up so that you can see this, how it looks. This is how yours is going to look like by the time you're done with this. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and then fold this back again so that we can cut out the back pieces. So let's go ahead and then cut out the back pieces for this. So guys, for the back pieces, I've gone ahead to also bring this black lining here. It's on fold. Please, when you're cutting the back, make sure you're cutting out two pieces for the back. So right now I'll just go ahead and place the front pieces on it this way, and then I'm just going to go ahead and pin this down, because if I don't pin this down while I'm cutting, it's going to be shaking, like moving up and down, and I don't want that. So to do that, I'm going to now go ahead and pin this down just to stay in place for me to be able to cut it out. So go ahead and pin yours down so that when you are cutting it out, it's not going to shift. I just hope you understand. So I'll just go ahead, pin them down this way, and I'm going to also pin this part here down. I'll also pin here. Then I think I'm done with this. This is okay. So now the next thing I'm going to do is, because the back is going to be having a zipper allowance, I'm going to come out by 1.5 inch here. This is for my zipper allowance. You need to add zipper allowance to this. I'm just coming out by 1.5 inch for the back pieces. Come out by 1.5 inch, or you can decide to make use of 2 inches if you want. So once I'm through, I will just use my ruler and connect all those lines to give me a straight line just like this. So basically the back is going to be having a zipper allowance, so the difference between the back and the front is going to be the neckline. So let's go ahead and cut it out. So guys, I'm done cutting this out, and I'm just going to go ahead and connect this point to meet my front pieces this way, so that I can be able to, draft the neckline for the back. I've gone ahead to fold this way, and I will just create like a curve. This is nothing serious, just create like a little curve this way. I just want the back to have like a little curve here. I will just connect it this way, and this is all. Like I said, it's not difficult. Just go ahead and then cut out every other thing. Please pay attention to the part I'm cutting out. So guys, once you're through with this, go ahead and remove the pins. So this is how it looks. This is a zipper allowance line here. So right now I will just go ahead and then remove all the pins on it this way. I will just remove all those pins and then remove them. So we now have the back and the front pieces. I'm just going to go ahead and transfer all this to the actual fabric. To do that, I'm just going to place the back pieces this way and then trace it out, and I will do same for the front pieces as well. Once you're through cutting this out, just go ahead and remove all the pins you had. Remove all those pins. I'll just remove mine this way and then open this up for you guys to see how it looks. So for the fabric, this is how it looks. So I'm going to now bring the lining, place them right side facing each other. So place them right side facing each other this way. You're going to go over to your sewing machine and stitch the necklines, stitch the armholes, stitch the side, this point here, stitch this point, stitch the armhole, repeat same thing for this. But before then, let me open this up and show you how it looks like. Remember I told you guys that when you are cutting this out, make sure you cut these two pieces. So I'm going to open it up this way because this is how it's going to be. And I'm also going to place the lining pieces right side facing each other this way. Place them right side facing each other, and I'm going to do same for this other part here. Then I'll go over to my sewing machine and then stitch the necklines here, stitch the armholes, stitch the side, and I'm not going to be stitching the ends of this. This is what I had after I was done stitching the necklines, the armholes, the side without stitching the ends. So now I'm going to go ahead and notch the necklines, notch the armholes, and also notch, okay, I'm not going to be notching the side, sorry. So notch the necklines and the armhole. So the purpose of doing this is so that by the time you are done turning this to the right side and iron it out, it's going to relax very well. So notch them so that it will relax perfectly, okay? So guys, once you're through, go ahead and open this up, turn this over to the right side, and then go over to your iron and iron it out. So I'm going to turn mine this way, and I'll go over to my iron and iron this out and show you what it looks like. This is what I had after I was done ironing this. You see how beautiful this is looking, like I was so in love with this blouse. So see the necklines and the armhole, see how everything relaxed perfectly. So this is how yours should look like. This is the back pieces here. See how beautiful this came out. See how nice and beautiful it came out. Make sure you try your best to do same just like mine. So I'm going to now bring them this way, place the back side facing the right one, sorry, place the back pieces right sides facing each other this way, and I'm also going to place this other part right side facing each other this way. So remember, while we're drafting this, I gave 1.5 inch stitching allowance. That is what I'm going to be using to join this together. So to do that, I'm going to use my tape and mark 1.5 inch stitching allowance this way, and also mark 1.5 inch here. So do this and try as much as possible to connect the lines. Go over to your sewing machine and then stitch it down with whatever allowance you gave yours. For me, I gave mine 1.5 inch stitching allowance, and that is what I'm just trying to mark out here so that I can go over to my sewing machine and stitch it down. So just watch what I'm doing here. So guys, I'm done marking this. I'll stitch here and also stitch here and show you guys what it looks like. So guys, I'm done stitching this together, and this is how it looks. This is beautiful. I am so in love with this top. I wish I was even making this for myself. See how beautiful this came out. So I'm done stitching the side, and this is how it looks. So by the time we fix our zipper allowance, everything is going to fall in place. It's going to look okay. So this is how it looks. I'm going to now go ahead and turn this over to this other side. This is how it looks. So let's go ahead and fix the sleeves. So guys, for the sleeves, I have this fabric here that I also went ahead to cut out. So I'm going to attaching a puff sleeve to this. So I forgot I was not even supposed to stitch this down completely. So from the armhole area here, I'm just going to loosen about 3 inches. I'll just loosen about 3 inches downward. This is just to enable me fix my sleeves by the time we are done. So please, when you are doing this, just make sure that you don't stitch this completely. Just stitch and then leave about 2 or 3 inches away from the armhole for you to be able to fix your sleeves. So this is me just trying to, loosen this up. I just had to show you guys this so that you know what you're doing. So this is the fabric here that I have here. This fabric, it's about 26 inches on fold. I think I have up to 26 inches or 30 inches on fold. So let me just go ahead and then try to measure this out again. So I had about 26 inches on fold. So I'm going to be using this for one of the sleeves. So you're going to be cutting out 2 of these for the 2 sleeves. So I'll be using this for one of the sleeves, and the width for this is about 8 inches. The width for this is 8 inches, and this is optional, so you can decide to use whatever length you want to use. So I'm going to just bring this blouse here, place the armhole areas on it like this. Please just pay attention to what I'm doing here. Just place the armhole area. Make sure you're placing the armhole and not the neckline, because the neckline looks exactly like the armhole here in this case. So, but just please place the armhole area to it. So you can decide to just fold it this way. Just go ahead and fold it this way, just like what I'm doing here, and then go ahead and then pin it down before cutting this out. I will advise you pin this down, because if you want to go ahead and cut it out, you might end up having some mistakes and all that. So go ahead and pin this down and then trace out that armhole on these pieces here, and please go ahead and do same for the other sleeves, because you're going to be cutting out 2 for the both sleeves. Okay, so this is me trying to go ahead and cut this out. So guys, once you're through with this, just go ahead and remove the pin, and then you're going to also trace out this other part here. You just need to just cut it out a little. Just pay attention to what I'm doing. For those of you that are requesting for a video on how to cut and sew, this video is very helpful. Please watch this video. It is very helpful. It's going to help you a lot. So once you're through with this, you're going to go back to your sewing machine and fold in about 1/2 inch on both sides. Fold in 1/2 inch here and stitch it down, and also fold in 1/2 inch here and stitch it down. This is just for our elastic, to where we can pass our elastic band through. So I'm going to go to my sewing machine, fold it this way, and then stitch it down, and do same for the second sleeve. So guys, I'm done stitching this down, and this is how it looks. I went ahead to stitch this here, and I also did same for this other part here. So just notice how I did this. I'm just trying to show you that I did this from the top till the end. Okay, and I also went ahead to do same for this other side here. This fabric is colorful, but please just manage what you're seeing here. I just know it's very clear. Just pay attention. So right now I'm going to be using an elastic band for this. So to do that, I have this elastic band here. This is the smallest one I've ever seen. This is about 1/2 inch. This is what you should use. This is just 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'm going to be using half of her shoulder measurements for this. So her shoulder is 14 inches, and half of it is 7 inches. Sorry. So I'm going to cut out 7 inches for this, and I'll be cutting out 2 for the both parts. So remember, if you are cutting for the 2 sleeves, cut out 4. So if for one sleeve you're going to be using 2, and for the other one you're going to be using 2, so all together is 4. So I have already done that for the first sleeve, so I decided to show you guys how I went about the sleeves, just for you to know how to do this. So once you're through with that, you're going to go ahead and then fix this through the stitches you made earlier. So I'm just going to bring my safety pin just to guide me while passing this through. Please, I just hope I'm not too fast. Please just bear with me. This is my safety pin here. So I'm just going to use this safety pin and then pass it through. Just pin it here this way. You're going to pin it here this way, just like this, and then use this to pass it through one of it like this. So just pull it in this way. So when you are doing this, you will notice that it's going to be a little bit difficult, but don't worry, just go ahead and then continue pulling on it, just like what I'm doing here. So guys, when you get to this point here, make sure you pin this down. Okay, so when you get to this point here, just remove your pin and then pin it down. Please do same for the other side there that you pass this through. Just pin it down so that while you are passing this through, it's not going to be coming out on this other side here and you end up like starting all over again. So just pin this down here and then continue pulling on it this way. Just stretch it, just make sure that everything is okay. So once you're through with this, you're still going to repeat same thing for the other side. So I'll still go ahead and pin this needle and my safety pin this way and then use it to also pass it through on this other side here. So while you're doing this, please make sure that when this gets to the end of this point, pin it down here before you continue pulling on it till you get to the other side. So right down, I'm just going to also go ahead and pin these points down here. Just pin it down here. Just make sure you pin this down before going over to your sewing machine and stitch this down. So I'll pin it here and then I'll go over to my sewing machine and stitch this down. So I also went ahead to do this for the second sleeve. Right now I'm just going ahead to just pull this out so that everything is looking okay. So I'm just going to show you the second sleeve, how it looks. So this is it. I also went ahead to do this for the second sleeve. So right now, I'm going to stitch that point and show you guys how to fix this to our blouse, okay? So this is how it's going to be. Let me go ahead and stitch this down and show you how to fix this on the blouse. So guys, this is the blouse here. So I went ahead to just make like stitch this part down. I'm going to be showing you guys how I stitch this on this other side. So I went ahead to loosen this totally. You know, we joined this earlier and I told you guys to come down by at least loosen up about 3 inches. I just had to just loosen this up so that I can just work with this freely. That was why I had to just loosen it up. So this is the sleeve here. I'm going to be showing you how to join this to this side, this other side here. So you're just going to, turn this towards you and then you're going to bring the sleeve. I'm just trying to remove all those threads that that are not needed. So right now I'll just bring the sleeve here this way. This is the sleeve here. So this is what you have to do. You're going to pick the armhole area, place them right side facing each other. Pick the armhole area, one of the armhole area, just pick anyone, place them right side facing each other and you're going to pin this down. Okay, so when you pick them this way, you can do this on your sewing machine without pinning this down, but I would prefer you pin this down just to be sure of what you're doing before going over to your machine to stitch this down. I'm just going ahead to pin all this part here. So I'll continue pinning this till it gets to this point here and I'll also pin down this part. So once I'm through with this, I'm going to now bring one of the back pieces. I'll bring one of the back pieces this way and also repeat same for that other side. So I'm going to bring the back pieces. I'm just trying to align this so that I know what I'm doing here. So just pick one of the back pieces and then fix it to this other sleeve here. I just hope you understand. So this is what you have to do. What I'm going to do is to bring this over this way. I'm going to the armhole, pick the armhole, place them right side facing each other this way. Just place them right side facing each other like this and also pin this down. So you're going to face them this way and pin this down. Please pin this down before going over to your machine to stitch it down. So I'll just use my pins and hold this in place. So guys, once you are through pinning this down, you're going to go back to your sewing machine and stitch down those points. This is what I had after I was done joining those points. I'm just going to open this up and show you this way so you can see my threads. These are the areas where I stitched down, and I also went ahead to do same for this other side here. So these are all the areas here. So right now we are going to turn this over. This is another part that I stitched down, and I also went ahead to do same for this other side. So the next thing you're going to do is to now go back to your sewing machine and join the side. So remember you stitched this down earlier with 1.5 inch. So I'm still going to be using this 1.5 inch to stitch down this part and also stitch down this other part here. This is what I had after I was done stitching down the sleeves, and I also went ahead to close down the side. So this is me just trying to show you how free the sleeve can be. So right now the next thing we are going to do, I'm just going to turn this over to the wrong side. So I'm just trying to remove all those excess threads I have here. I don't need them, so I'll just remove all those threads. So these are the points that I stitched down through till the end of this blouse, just like this. So please notice that I stitched from the sleeve down to the end of this dress. So I also went ahead to do same for this other part here, stitch down from the sleeve down to the end of the blouse. So right now it's time to fix our peplum. Okay, so this is the point here. So I'm going to now bring the peplum that I'm going to be attaching to this and then fix it together. Okay, so I'll just turn this over to the right side first. Sorry, turn this over to the right side, and I'll just align this in place so that you see how it looks. So this is how it looks. So for the peplum, I already have a video on my channel that I shared with you guys on how to draft a 720 degrees flare and how to sew this peplum. So if you haven't seen that video, I will be linking it on the description box. Please go ahead and check it. You can check on the comment section. You will see the link to that video just in case you've not seen the video. So I'm just trying to place this peplum here, right side facing each other, and I'm going to go ahead and pin it down before taking this over to my sewing machine and stitch down. So please, this is how you are to place it. Don't place it the other way around. This is how you are to place it. Please just pay attention to what I'm doing here. If you haven't subscribed and you've watched till this point, I wonder what you're still waiting for. Please go ahead and hit on the subscribe button, and please comment on this video. Give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you share this video, okay? Please like this video. Please subscribe, okay? It won't take anything from you. Just hit on the subscribe button. So this is me trying to align everything here so that I can pin this down, take this over to my sewing machine and stitch it down. So once I'm through stitching this down, I'm going to show you guys how it looks. So guys, I'm done stitching this down. This is where I stitched down. I'm just going to show you. I went ahead to stitch this down around this peplum, like round the blouse. I stitch all those points down, stitch everywhere here. So just make sure you stitch it down till you get to this other point here. So this is it. I'm now going to go ahead and fix my zip. So to do that, you're going to pick this other side that is opened. Pick this other side. So remember we gave 1.5 inch for the zipper allowance as well. So you're going to be fixing that zip with the allowance you gave earlier, okay? So these are the points here that I'm going to be fixing the zipper, and this is a zipper here that I'm going to be using for this. So I'll go over to my sewing machine and fix this down and then show you guys how it looks like. This is what I had after I was done making this blouse. You can see how beautiful this is looking. So when she comes around, she's going to put this on, and I'm going to take a video of how it looks. I'll be uploading it in my shorts. So this is how everything looks after I was done making this blouse. It looks very beautiful. I just hope you'll be trying this out. Try it out and let me know how yours looks like. So this is how everything came out. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, and you watched till this point, what are you still waiting for? Go ahead and hit on the subscribe button. Please like this video, give this video a thumbs up, share this video, comment on this video. It's not going to take anything from you, okay? Just let me know that you watched this video. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you if you're a returning subscriber. Thank you for always coming around to check on me, and I love you so much. So bye for now until I see you guys.